It's my pleasure to have a chat with Satyakam Mohanty today on 25th July 2025 on the occasion of ETS 2.0. Welcome, Satyakam.
Thank you so much, Vaidya.
It'll be wonderful to inspire youngsters. So we would love to know your journey this far in your life career, talking of cutting edge funding and such. Please, over to you.
Thank you. I was told that this is supposed to be a rapid fire. So I'm going to try and cut to the key parts.
Yeah.
If I had to go back to 25 years ago when I started working and imagine I'd be here, I wouldn't have been able to imagine it.
Right.
So I started life in data science, which itself was very new. We didn't call it data science, and we called it analytics. Did that for a number of years, then felt very bad about the fact that we don't build IP in India.
Right.
I did not know how to do it,
Right.
but I wanted to do it.
Right.
So I got in there and did every thing wrong that I could possibly do. But, stayed the course, and finally we got something very interesting out of it, built a new software category called decision intelligence.
Very interesting.
And so it was amazing. It was amazing to be called out as one of the three firms in the world that actually created that category. And then I sold the company to LTI Mindtree, and I realized I'm forever a 0 to 1 person. So I have stayed connected to startups ever since. Funding in them in my personal capacity, and now this is my full-time job as a VC fund.
Very nice. Thanks. I think your answer had so many embedded gems for youngsters. Perhaps it'll be nice if you could amplify that phrase 0 to 1, because in the journey 0 to 1 is a high inertia, high effort growth. I'm glad you said that we want the message to reach out to youngsters. I would love you to amplify.
No, absolutely. It is the toughest part of a startup's journey. Toughest, right? And not so much just every stage has challenges, and they have their own challenges, and and they're different from each other. But the reason why I call this out as toughest is, even if you just look at data, the failure rate, right, in that first stage, and if I take the first stage as the first year or 2 years, is close to 90%.
Very interesting.
That's the failure rate.
Globally,
right?
Yes, absolutely.
And it is because of a number of things. In fact, the biggest reason is the individuals, right? The team, the ability to work with other individuals in an entrepreneurial capacity.
Right.
We're not ready for it. Nobody taught us how to do it.
Right.
When you start out, you're focusing on solving the problem.
Right.
But how do you solve the problem? How do you bring people together to a common mission and vision is possibly one of the hardest things.
Very interesting.
And then translating and then bringing all of these things together, right? When we are in jobs, we are working off an ecosystem. Here you're building your own ecosystem.
Right.
And then also trying to solve, and then also trying to make it profitable.
Right.
So there's so many challenges that this becomes the hardest part.
Very interesting.
However, this is the part that also makes you. So if you persevere, right, through this part, and you get to the end of it and you've created something, you are, for you tackling the later stages becomes a little bit easier because you've seen that it can be done in the harder part.
Very interesting. Thanks. I think we got a great message here. How we started with data sciences. He realized IP was important, stumbled, but as he got along, built a very successful enterprise, sold it out, and said he's going to create more entrepreneurs in the same domain by being funding. So I think a lot of good takeaways we've had. So finally, if you may close in with this, what will be 3 important bullet advices you'll give to today's youngsters?
The first one is probably something that I have always given as an advice to youngsters, from the time I have managed teams, which is a long time now, which is always ask why.
Good. Why?
Okay. Second, persevere, right? It's a combination of patience and commitment, right? Staying the course.
Right.
When you stay the course long enough, you will find ways and means of making what you want work. And third is be constantly curious.
Lovely.
Right? Always be looking to learn.
Lovely. I get reminded of Michelangelo at the age of 86. He said, what keeps you, when somebody asked him, what keeps you going? He said, I'm learning. I love this.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
No, thank you
Great
so much.
words. Thank you.
Absolutely.